Hey, everybody, it's Ian Bagg, and it's time for Around the Bag. Get your family, get your friends, get around the computer. It all begins. Hey, everybody, Around the Bag has begun. It's a big Saturday day. It's Saturday night, and my friends are going to join me. I'm going to ask some questions today. I got Reggie Steele, Brian Erwin, and Jim Gaffigan, and they love questions. Hey, my friends tell me not to sing, but I have to kill some time, people. Don't you understand? I gotta ask some questions sometime. Okay, everybody, we're going to start the show. But before we start the show, I want to make you know that we are sponsored by Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce. If you're going to have some sauce, have some Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce. It's going to make you feel dirty and feel like a bird. Guys, we got a big show for you tonight. Let's bring the boys in. I know they're trying to share it on their Facebooks. So I'm going to bring them in one at a time. The first person that looks into the screen I'm going to bring in, it's Brian Erwin. Hello, Brian. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Ian. That was quick. Sponsors. You're fancy.
I know. Sponsors are exciting. We're going to go next with it's Reggie Steele. Hello, Reginald.
Hey, what's going on, man?
There he is. There's Reggie. And I can tell by this, Jim Gaffigan's here. Welcome, Jim, to Around the Bag. Guys, I'm going to go to you one at a time, and you can tell the people all about yourself. Brian, tell the people about yourself.
Well, I spend most of my time yelling at hey, quiet down, my kids, because they're now, the minute we started going, they're getting really, really close. I don't have as many as Jim. But, I snipped. I have a vasectomy. That's all you need to know about me, and I spend most of my time on the internet.
Congratulations, Brian, on having a vasectomy and being on the internet. Our next contestant today is Reggie Steele. Reggie Steele, tell the people about you.
I am a comedian and sometimes actor, and I spend my days transforming myself into a homeschool teacher, trying to figure that out.
I think I questioned for everybody. Reggie, do you even lift? Come on, man. Do you even lift?
I do a couple times. I lift up a 7-year-old all day. That's what I work out right now. Just
weighs his shoulders.
I would be so thrilled if you just stood up and had chicken legs, like little prison legs. I'd be so excited by that. Third guest tonight is Jim Gaffigan. Jim Gaffigan, please tell them about you.
Hi, I am an Aries, and I'm here on Match.com to see if I can meet someone who likes flight attendants and also has big teeth.
Oh, fantastic. Well, welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah, no, and also every night at 6 p.m. on my YouTube channel, I have Dinner with the Gaffigans. Anyone is welcome to join. If some people are quarantined by themselves, so you're welcome to live interact with my crazy family. You're always invited.
Nice. That's fantastic. On the YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube. We do it live, and I cook.
My God.
So it's like a fraternity. It's like tonight I had a garbage plate from Rochester. Which is pretty impressive.
Food. That's very impressive. Stay healthy during this, Jim. I love what you're doing. I'm having a garbage plate. That's fantastic.
It sounds healthy, but it's not.
Which one of your children is just the extra on the show that never really gets to say anything?
Well, one of them is shy right now. Mikey is pretty shy right now, but they change. As Brian will tell you, I don't know who has kids on here, but
everybody but me.
Yeah. So it's like they change every 6 months. That's what's annoying about them. You know, it's like they have things that they're interested in. You spend all this money getting the crap, and then they move on.
Oh, that's fantastic. Kids change. They grow up. Jim Gaffigan, speeches from a parent. I love it. Let's start Around the Bag, everybody. We're going to get exciting. It's going to get exciting. Guys, my first question tonight is very exciting. Who makes the best shoes for a man? Who makes the best shoes for a man? Reggie?
What kind of shoes? I mean, just
for a man.
But running shoes, dress shoes.
Oh my God, I didn't even put that much.
Can't they both be the same, Reggie?
Yes, they can, and that's why I choose New Balance.
New Balance.
I love New Balance.
Of course, Reggie can say New Balance, and it's fine. But if I said it, people were like, "Oh, the fat white guy says New Balance." You know, New Balance is good because it's wide. They have wide things, but I mostly walk around in wrestling shoes. So I'm always I'm always ready to wrestle. Yeah,
always ready to wrestle. Looking like he could bowl, looking like he could wrestle. Jim Gaffigan answers the question right after Reggie. Brian, you haven't answered. What is your favorite pair of shoes?
First off, somebody said Crocs online, and the answer to that is always going to be no. I actually, based on my 40 pairs of shoes, just to my left, it's Nikes.
It's Nikes. Congratulations. Nikes. Just to let everybody know, Hooper had a great answer. Chinese kids, probably, if we're being honest, they make the best shoes. Very good by Hooper, making everybody laugh around, though. He gets 5 points. Brian Erwin gets 10 points for Nike. Reggie got confused, very upset. What kind of shoes? 10 points for Reggie. 5 points for Gaffigan for coming out and saying, I can't answer anything because I'm a white guy. That took a turn quickly.
That's right.
My God. Right. Let's continue on. What is the angriest you've ever been on stage? What is the angriest you've ever been on stage? Let's start out with Mr. Brian Erwin. He quits a lot. He quits stand-up a lot. That's why I ask him. He gets angry a lot.
I was invited to do a elementary school event, and it was the worst mix of no lighting on stage. And it was a costume party, and people had already been drinking for 2.5 hours beforehand. So I had this Fred Flintstone guy just was going off on me before I even started. And the problem is you lose your, like I was in the dark on top of it. And then I just started laying into all the people and not Ian Bagg style crowd work, like literally insulting everybody. And then I just threw the microphone down and left. Mm-hmm. And I had 2 teachers come out and follow me and go, thank you.
That is that sounds like a very bad school. Kids? Yeah, that sounds like a horrible.
Was that your kid's school?
No, thank God it was not my kid's school.
It was a gig you took. All right, Jim Gaffigan, what's the angriest you've ever been on stage?
Oh my gosh! I mean, there's been so many times. I mean, I went off stage. You went off stage? I went off stage and grabbed a guy, and then he was sitting around probably 50 guys. I could have gotten killed. Like it was this.
Where was this?
This was at Gotham.
Oh my God!
Wow.
But there was another time where
sounds like he did not like Hot Pockets. That fella.
No, I was at the Triple Inn. Do you remember the Triple Inn? And I was on stage, and I had kind of and this guy was drunk and being rude, and I jokingly lifted up my foot, and I was like, I could kick you in the head right now, and he grabbed my foot and he yanked me down. Like the amount of humiliation that one consumes. I mean, I guess that's different from angry.
Did you finish the set?
I could care less.
I don't think so. I think it was also, it's like it's one of those rooms where I knew everyone in the room too. It was very humiliating. It's so humiliating. But there's so much,
I love it. Reggie, what's the angriest you've been on stage? And you can change the question just like Jim did and say, I can tell you the time I threatened a man and a man took it well and said, no, you can't. Go ahead, Reg.
Sorry. Oh, man. The angriest I've been on stage was I was opening for, it doesn't matter who I was opening for, but I was opening and then she changed me to feature and then we flip-flopped, me and the other guy flip-flopped and he deliberately sandbag my opening every show, right? He asked me what my intro was. I said, yo, let's keep it simple. He's a favorite here. Give it up for Reggie Steele. And he was like, okay, I got you. And he'd go out on stage and he'd be like, y'all ready for this next comedian comes to the stage? You see them on Def Jam, HBO's Def Jam. You see them on BET Comic View. You see them on Late Night at Shucky Duckies. Give it up for my dog, Reginald Steele. And I was just like, what the? And so after the first show, I was like, all right, man, yo, check it out. Just keep it real simple, dude. Just Reggie Steele, he's a favorite here. He doubled down the second show. By the third show, I literally came out and was like, this motherfucker can't get my name right. He doesn't know where. I just threw him.
What's funny about that is Reggie swears less than Jim.
you know what? I think it's I've done some European shows, and there's always a local opener, and they're very nice. And I always say, just introduce me by saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Gaffigan." You know what I mean? That's it.
Everybody gather around. It's time for the man that you've always
and people are always like, "Are you ready?" Dude, I don't do that.
I'm
going to come out and complain about my back hurting. You know what I mean? Like, don't raise this expectation that I'm going to dance.
They're ready for Red Johnny and the Round Guy, and Jim Gaffigan comes out.
Yeah.
Right. I love all the comedy specials where like the first 5 minutes is the performer dancing. It's like it's like the opening of the Ellen show. It's like she's doing like 300 a year. I can understand her doing the dancing, maybe.
Kill a couple minutes. That's great answers, everybody. Brian taking down an elementary school. Reggie upset because of Shucky Ducky. Jim Gaffigan saying, "Fuck you, I'll raise my foot. No, I won't. I'm on my back." Anybody gets 20 points. 20 points around the board. And the Europeans take it hard to the face by, "Are you ready?" Let's go on to the next question. That last one was a little serious. We'll take it down a notch. Guys, chicken wings or chicken strips? Which is the correct snack? Chicken wings or chicken strips? Let's go with Jim Gaffigan.
I mean, this is a very important question. Let's be honest. Eating a bird is weird, right? And eating the legs of a bird is strange. You know, it's like, it's just weird. And it's just, you know, you look more like a gigantic caveman if you're eating an actual wing or a leg, right? So I'm going to say the chicken strips are better. And they're easy. You can eat more of them.
Oh, good answer.
Okay.
Bobby seems like a sweet-looking girl, and she says wings. Bobby says wings, goes against Gaffigan. Reggie, wings or strips?
Oh, you got to go wings.
You got to
go wings. There's something satisfying about putting a whole piece of chicken in your mouth and just pulling out a bone. Just like that.
Oh my God.
That's how I get down.
It took a little turn.
You're like sticking bones in your mouth.
Reggie got it. Reggie's probably just made a whole new fan group out there. Just put a whole bone in the mouth and pull off all the meat. My God. It's like a scene from Ozark. Anyways, let's move on. Brian, wings or strips?
Well, I have to preface by saying no wings in front of my wife because she can't stand people eating anything off of the bone in front of her. She'll vomit. So there's already a start there. But I will also say that neither one of them is a distinguished food. So you never really look at my age. I don't think you look good eating wings or chicken strips, especially the wings, because they're going to be a mess. They're going to be in your teeth. They're all going to be all over your face. So you kind of have to not give a shit. If you don't give a shit, it's always going to be wings.
Well, Brian, stop going to Hooters.
Maybe he enjoys a square pair of shorts. You ever think about that, Jim? Everybody gets 69 cents on that one. 69 for Brian, 69 for Reggie, 69 for Gaffigan, because there's no wrong answer. God damn, chicken is good. Let's move on. Guys, this is a pretty exciting time of the year when nobody does anything. They'll probably make a movie about it at some point, and then at some point, somebody will remake that movie later on. My question for you, should they even remake movies, or should later on be a part 2? Because you don't have the same actors, but they remake it, so why not make a part 2 of Gone with the Wind? What happened with After the Wind? That kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about? Guys, should they remake a movie, or should they do a part 2? Brian, I'm going to ask you later. Right now, I'm asking Reggie first.
Oh, okay. Should they do a part 2, or should they remake? Well, you get it, right? They do the remake because we've all aged out, right? Like, it's not for us anymore. It's for the next generation of people. So they do the remake. What it means is that we've lived too long. We've seen the original, and now they're remaking it because we're still here. And we're like, yo, well, let's see part 2, but everybody ain't seen part 1.
I was not expecting a Republican answer for you. You've lived too long. Move on. Very interesting. Brian, same question to you. Should they remake the movie or part 2?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man says no.
Oh, interesting.
Because they make them too quick. You don't age out. And before you know it, you're like, wait a minute, what do you mean we're rebooting that? Why are we remaking this? This just happened like 5 years ago.
That's a good
Thank
point.
you.
Interesting.
Very Brady Bunch of you. That was nice. That was good.
I love this. Karen just popped up and just said Brewers for no apparent reason. That's awesome. Oh, that's why. Right there. Brian wearing a hat. I should have been.
Jim, your wife's from Wisconsin, right? Is she from Wisconsin?
No, my wife is not from Wisconsin.
No, Jim's.
Oh.
Yes, my wife is.
Yeah, Brewers. Go Brewers. There we go.
That was creepy as hell when you just tell a man where his wife's from. That was creepy as hell.
Yeah,
Jim?
you was from Milwaukee.
Jim, should they remake the movie or should they do a part 2?
I think there's some value in doing a part 2, but I don't know. They shouldn't. There should be a limitation. There should be like a public voting if they can do a remake, because there are some stories that, you know, the remake was better than the first one, right? Or maybe there's a time period. Maybe if you can't remake a movie that's under 20 years old. How about that?
Okay, that's a good. I brought up the question because there was a word that they were going to remake Coming to America with the young man from South Africa, Trevor Noah, and I was like, oh God, I hope they do a part 2 where he's their son. That would be way more exciting to me than a remake of Coming to America.
Oh wow!
Anyway, I'm going to give points around. I'm going to give points around the board. -5 for Brian for just looking at Jim and saying, "Isn't your wife from Milwaukee?" That was creepy. 27 points for Reggie for having a good point, saying sometimes people have to just die. And Jim Gaffigan giving 20 years. 20 years you can remake the movie. If not, you have to do part 2.
That's right.
All right, let's move on to the next question. My goodness. Guys, are you going to hide eggs for your kids tomorrow? I know you all have children. Are you going to hide eggs for your kids? It's going to be Easter Sunday. Are you going to hide eggs? Hide eggs. Jim Gaffigan?
We, it's interesting because, first of all, I'm in New York City quarantine, downtown Manhattan. So that's kind of like the major quarantine. Like I can't open a window because someone might have sneezed and then they kill my whole family. So it's not as if I can drive to a store, and my wife is high risk. So anyway, that's just all background information. But to answer your question, we did not color eggs because we didn't have the stuff, because you have to order like 3 weeks ahead of time because we're in pioneer times apparently. But we're going to hide baskets. My wife somehow got a friend to pick up some stuff.
That's nice. And the correct answer, the actual answer from Jim was yes. Yes, we are hiding. Brian, are you hiding eggs for the kids tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a good one. The answer is we're going to ask them if they want us to, because it's really hard to get around the charade with what's going on in reality. How do you play that whole thing? I like how Jim is just like, no, the Easter Bunny's just throwing all the shit in one basket and going to put it in one spot. Go. I mean, you can get away with it.
So much time.
We've always had a problem in the past where I have to get up early to hide them, but then I still have to let the dogs out, and then I forget, and then they take a pee on a couple of them, and so it gets a little bit weird.
That's sad.
Yeah. So the answer is it's on them. If they want to, I'll do it.
Very nice answer. If they want to have the eggs hidden, they can have it hidden, and also don't eat yellow eggs. That's the other thing for me. Reggie, you've only got one child. You don't have to hide many. Will you be hiding them?
No. He doesn't even know he doesn't know it's Easter tomorrow. I could hide eggs in the summertime.
That boy is 13 years old now. By the way, my 7-year-old lost a tooth like 2 days ago, and so we, of course, the tooth fairy. We had to sit there and say the tooth fairy, showed up. He's immune to COVID and he can get in. The lying continues even during this pandemic.
Did he ask you how did the tooth fairy get a test and most of America can't?
Yeah, he was pretty curious, and I was like, "Don't worry about it. She or whatever, non-binary fairy came in."
That's funny. Guys, I'm going to give 150 points to Reggie for just saying no. Brian Erwin gets 0 points for having pea eggs. Jim Gaffigan had somebody else do it. That's rich. My God, he doesn't even need points. He just had somebody else do it. That is fantastic.
There you go.
We're going to continue on. Guys, have you ever been to a place called Dairy Queen?
Ooh.
All right. Here's my next question. Have you ever had anything other than ice cream from Dairy Queen? Somebody told me they had a burger there the other day, and that doesn't even sound right. Jim Gaffigan?
Yes. Oh, this is right in my wheelhouse. By the way, where I grew up in Indiana, we didn't have a McDonald's. We didn't have a Wendy's. Now they have one. But we did have a Dairy Queen that was only open 4 months of the year. Right. And so you would ride your bike. You would go to the Dairy Queen. It was not a Dairy Queen brazier. The Dairy Queen brazier serves food, but this Dairy Queen did serve hot dogs. So yes, I had a hot dog at a Dairy Queen.
I love it. I feel like you own it. The way you just advertise.
Close to my heart.
It's very close to your heart.
It
Ryan?
gave me some happiness in my childhood.
It did. Jim even did a dad move. He sat back to let you know about that one. He's like, well, let me tell you
about it. Sit back and hear a tale.
And by the way, you were right. I forgot about that. The answer is no. I've never had the food there, but I never understood what the hell a brazier was. That's what I never understood the difference. I'm like, what is a brazier? And I never even looked into it. But
It was actually their very first cook, Henry Brazier.
Well, you know what's interesting? Ian being Canadian,
Yeah.
A&W is kind of like, that's like a real restaurant up there, right?
In Canada, it's a 3-star restaurant, to be honest with you. One Michelin for the A&W.
No, it's a real restaurant.
It
A&W,
is.
where it's like a sock hop. It's like, how much do you love root beer? Do you know what I mean? It's like not a thing.
Oh my God, the A&W and the Dairy Queen being taken down. Reggie,
No, I've only been a Dairy Queen maybe once.
I know why. You know why I asked this
Reggie.
question? Reggie doesn't like cheese. He's lactose intolerant. It
I'm
makes his
lactose
butthole
intolerant, so I can't.
Dairy Queen
It's
is
a bad-
non-dairy. Dairy Queen is non-dairy. It's
Oh.
fake.
maybe that's a brazier. Is that what the brazier part is?
Yeah, no, the brazier it's like the fancy one. See, in
No.
Wisconsin, you guys have custard. The rest of white trash America only has Dairy Queen.
I love
See, that's
Jim
the
just
problem.
taking
I
down
don't
America's
live in-
white trash because of their ice cream.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no Dairy Queens around here, so I
There's
don't.
no Dairy Queens. Reggie lives in San Francisco. He's very snobby. It's
San
frozen
Francisco.
yogurt that you get yourself. Oh my God, guys! I'm going to give everybody 1,000 points on that, except for Reggie. I'm going to give you an extra 500 because I know rent is very expensive in San Francisco. Enjoy,
Thanks, Ian.
guys.
Thanks, Ian.
Here's another serious one. Election day. Should Election Day be a national holiday? Oh, Ian Bagg getting political.
Yeah, that's an easy one. That's an easy one.
This is exciting. Oh, the sun's coming through and getting on his face tonight. And he's asking political questions. It's getting crazy. Oh,
Can I answer this?
No. Yes, Jim. Yes,
Well,
go ahead.
Here's the thing. It's like, obviously, it should be a holiday.
Thank you. Moving on
like,
to Reg. No, I'm sorry.
No, the whole thing is like, I feel like in this day and age, the whole friend that has like the libertarian, the government shouldn't even pay for roads. We're done with the Ayn Rand conversation. Let's get practical here. We need to do online voting. I don't give a shit if 20 people vote illegally. We got to make it easy. People are dying. Like Wisconsin, that's insane. Those Republican state senators should go to jail, and I should dick slap every one of them.
I forgot to mention, Jim, this is actually live.
That's fine. I don't care.
But you know,
I love it. I love that Jim's finally letting it out. God damn it. He wouldn't let me talk about my dick when we were in China together. Now, Brian Erwin.
I'm gonna start. My family lives in Wisconsin, and I believe my parents are.
I'm pretty sure they're all dead now.
I believe my parents are watching, who are 88 and 90, and I guarantee you they both went, "That's right, Jim, dick slap them." They were probably so proud of that statement, because they were pretty pissed off that was the way you're going to do it. Yes, of course it should be. It should be a holiday. Because you have 60 million people that don't vote, so you can pretty much cut that in half. You probably get another 30 million who go out and vote. I think we all know why it's not that way. I
didn't ask why. I said shouldn't. I didn't ask why. Let's not go that way.
I didn't answer it. That's what I said. I didn't answer. I think we all know why. But the answer is yes.
Followers.
Nah, I don't know. I can't lose the followers, guys. I've only got a couple. Anyway, Reggie, go ahead.
Yes, an easy one. I'm gonna stick with the bunch. Yes, it should be a national holiday. No questions about it. Easy.
Love it.
And I agree with Brian, and I agree with Jim. They should be dick slapped.
That's angry Jim.
Oh my God. I'll follow
Jim.
up this. I'll have a second part of this question. Out of the three of you, who do you think should dick slap them? I'm going to be honest with you. I'll put money on one of you to hurt them more than the other two.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with hey, which one is it? Is this way?
Yeah.
I'm
Are you
gonna go
pointing?
with this dude. Yeah, let's go with him.
I'm not saying I'm big, but right now my penis is out playing pool. It's not quarantine.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. Oh, my
awesome.
goodness. This makes me happy. Brian, just
I'm
sitting
not-
over there with your little penis, not wanting
Hey,
to
look,
answer. Did Nick slap anybody?
I think you answered the question with your statement.
I
Hold
love
on.
it.
Can I just say this?
Yes, you can, Reg.
I'm not trying to say that mine is big either, but I'm just saying that mine has its own.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Because there's a reason he wears the New Balances because they're wide. What's that? Don't tweeze it. Just took him down. Little Dick Reggie gets taken down by Big Dick Gaffigan. Oh my God. We started out so political, then ended up talking about dicks. Oh, I love it. It's fantastic. We all grown up, but we're also 14 at the same time. And our numbers have never been higher. Let's move on.
Oh, that's funny.
Guys, here's a very exciting question. Sports aren't happening right now, but when sports happen, there's a championship and people win, and then there's a celebration. What is the best celebration song for sports? My God, this song's bothering me tonight. I don't know why it's
Best celebration song? Oh, that's an easy one. Okay.
Let's ask Brian. Pick the best celebration song for sports. Curling and bowling involved.
Slow Ride.
Right?
I don't know. No, we all know it's We Are the Champions, but I don't know. Because Gary Glitter's been banned, right? So there's no more Gary Glitter.
Yeah, but I think Gary Glitter's song should be out there. That song doesn't make me do anything. I'm moving on to Reggie. God damn it. Reggie, best song ever.
Man.
See, he had the same issue.
Yeah, the first thing that popped in my head was, We Are the Champions. That's the one.
Okay, then there's no wrong. You gotta have your own answer. Go ahead. It's okay to say it. Let it out, young man.
I'm gonna go with We Are the Champions.
All right. Jim Gaffigan.
I'm gonna say any Dido song. I don't know. I'm surprised no one else said it, but any Dido song.
Any Dido song. Oh my goodness. Those are all good answers. 0 for Jim. Dido songs are for the losing team. Brian Erwin. He gave an answer. Yep, that's the losing team. It brings people back up. Hey, you lost a song up there. Okay, Reggie.
What about Enya?
What's that?
Sail away. What about any Enya song?
That's funny.
I tell you what's interesting about this whole thing.
Okay.
It makes you realize, like, when they do the Around the Horn on ESPN, it's like they just get a bunch of knuckleheads and they're just like, put them in suits. What are we doing that's any different than that?
That's exactly what I did, Jim. Thank you for telling me how I did the show, you son of a bitch. I was trying to keep some magic over the curtains, and you're like, hey, I fucking get it now. You son of a bitch. God damn it, he's had some drinks, and there'll be Easter baskets for everybody tomorrow. Oh.
Hold on,
This reminds me, Jim, have you ever called 911? I'll be asking Reggie and Brian afterwards, but I feel like you have a good story.
Hold on, Ian, I got one for you real
quick. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Go ahead, Reggie.
I don't think I ever have called 911. I have
never called 911? All right.
No.
Reggie, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say, someone commented that one of the best songs, championship songs of all time was Celebrate.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, that was Steve Steady.
I don't know if you've seen Around the Horn, but there's no lifelines. So if you could just continue on with your own answers and quit chatting with other people.
I don't even know if I shared it, because when I was trying to share it on my Facebook, I kept hearing both of them. Mm-hmm. So have I shared it?
I have no idea, but our numbers are pretty good, so I would say yes. Anyways, Reggie Steele.
Yes, sir.
Commenting on what people have said. Reggie, have you ever called 911?
No, never.
All right. Brian Erwin, have you ever called 911?
No, but I've called the police about people breaking into a house, and I was very upset. And they said, well, is it a 911 emergency? And I said, no. And they said, okay, well, we'll see what we can do.
So you're upset about people breaking into a house, and you say it's not. Look, I'd like you to investigate this after it's done.
I don't know. Maybe it was the way I was talking on the phone. Maybe I was coming off like that.
Wait till they leave the house.
Yes. Yeah.
The burglars.
My God.
I don't know how this works. Do we try and catch the burglars, or do we report it afterwards?
Would you like to send us an ambulance? No, I just want to let you know. And can you send a hearse afterwards?
See, it was okay. So my neighbor, I found a dead body once. That's in a whole nother story. But so my neighbor, so I learned two things. One, if you call the police, you got to say that there's a gun or you feel like your life is being threatened. Then they hurry up. And two, if you do find a dead body, according to my neighbor, you never tell them you found a dead body. You tell them you found somebody and you think they may be dying, and then they come. Because if you find a dead body, they'll take their time, and nobody wants a dead body lying around. That's what he said to me, and he was right.
Very interesting. While that all happened, Casey Bond said, "Has Brian ever been told he looks like Zach Baggins, the ghost hunter guy?"
No, just Bilbo.
You have now. You have
Bilbo.
now.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank you, Reggie.
That was good.
Love it. Guys, everybody gets 9-11 points for that because nobody's called, even though somebody should have.
I do have one thing.
Oh,
I didn't call 911, but I called the non-emergency number.
411.
Did you get some great information, Reggie?
Yeah, really. That's the information. No, I called the non-emergency number. I saw a lady get mugged once.
And you didn't do anything?
Well, I was in my car. I was driving. I saw it happening, so I pulled over. I stopped. I watched the dude.
And you didn't get out of the car?
Well, I was across the street. Like there was traffic.
Oh my God! If there's ever been a time to jaywalk.
Well, okay. So check it out. This guy, he's wrestling with this lady for a purse. He takes it. He runs up the hill. I'm watching the whole thing. He runs up the hill. She's chasing him. He hops a fence, goes behind another building, comes down between the two buildings that are on the street, right? Like this. He runs up this hill, goes down between the two buildings, goes into the apartment building next door. Right? Goodness. And so I called him. I called the non-emergency number, told the police. I gave the address. I gave the address, the street, the cross street, the building number, the whole thing. And I thought that was probably better than trying to run over and save $17. You know what I'm saying? So
good for you.
For getting shot. So
you called the non-emergency number during an emergency, and you told them where it was at. Just like Brian, you guys called after this crime happens. Here's where you should go, Brian. I think we all
something out that Reggie, while that whole thing, what he's leaving out is that they were shooting a movie. A scene being shot.
Oh, that's funny.
I love the way you're all chirping each other. By the way, somebody just yelled out I can't find it, but somebody said, "No, tell us about the dead body." So I'll go back to Brian Erwin. He can tell us all about the dead body, and then we'll be moving on to our love it or hate it round.
Well, the story was never about the dead body, but my neighbor hung himself, and I found him downstairs. But that's not the story. The story is when I moved into that neighborhood, everybody in my neighborhood told me that that guy had killed his mom 12 years earlier, and they never solved the murder. And so when I went over to find out if the guy was okay, his mom answered the door that nobody had seen for 12 years. So I ended up taking care of the mom for 2 years that everybody thought was dead, but was living in the house and had not left the house and was living with the dead body for a week.
This is an episode of Dateline. Brian killed both the mom and the guy. Then he made love to the hanged body.
He made love. Oh my God. I can't even give any points away from that because all the crimes happened and none of them are stopped. So 0 points. 0 points for everybody on that one. My God. Guys, funny. This is the love it or hate it round. The love it or hate it round is brought to you by, oh my goodness, Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce. If you want to sweat and you want to have a sauce and you want a bird, it's Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce. It's going to make you sweat.
Is that a real sauce?
That is a real sauce, and it is fucking fantastic. You can order online, dirtybirdsweatsauce.com.
About the language.
What's that?
The day before Easter, you don't need to fucking curse. Hey, can you send me some of that?
I can get you some Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce if you want to get some Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce.
I want some too. I'll take some Dirty Bird.
All right, I'm gonna Carrie Sweat. Send them some Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce.
Yeah, I'll take some Dirty Bird. Let's get it.
You know what? They gave me some, and I love it. That's why. And I was like, this is fantastic. I'm gonna advertise for you. Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce coming to you from Florida. The only thing that ever came from Florida that was good. Dirty Bird Sweat Sauce. All right, let's continue on to love it or hate it. We're going to start out with Brian. Brian, you're going to be the first one on Love It or Hate It. I'm going to give you 3 things to answer from, and you are going to have to tell me whether you love it or hate it. Ready?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Candles. Love or hate it?
Hate them.
Birds.
Love them.
Loud bars.
Hate them.
Concerts.
Love them.
Mornings.
Mornings. Hate them.
That's 5. I like the way I said I was going to ask you 3, but I'll ask you more. Reggie, are you ready for maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 7? Get ready for it.
Okay.
Candles.
It's the
Love them. Love them. Love them. Love them.
Ketchup.
Love it. Love them. Love it.
Hugs from strangers.
Okay.
Can I just like them? Can I just like them?
You can like them.
I can.
No,
like
it's love it or hate it. Fuck that. You got to play the right one. Let's love it or hate it.
I love them. I love them.
Loud bars.
Hate them.
Trying to go to sleep at a certain time when you're supposed to go to when you have to go up early in the morning, so you have to go to sleep at a certain time. Do you love it or do you hate it?
I hate it. I hate
Oh my God. Jim Gaffigan, are you ready?
Is this too close?
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim's mouth. Go ahead, Ian. Bagg. Oh.
Get ready for it. Ketchup.
I'm ready.
Ketchup.
Ketchup, love it.
Loud bars.
Hate it.
The beach.
Hate it.
Time travel.
Love it.
Dogs.
What's that?
Dogs.
Frogs?
Dogs.
Dogs, love them.
I didn't think that was going to happen when you took you so long to say it. What are they? What are they called? Get ready. 2 more. Get ready for 2 more. Hugs from strangers.
I'm nervous. Is this too close?
This is too close. Hugs from strangers.
Yeah.
What's
Hugs.
that, stranger?
Hugs from strangers.
Hate it.
Hate it. Oh my God, everybody. That was Love It or Hate It. Everybody did very well on that. It's our first time doing Love It or Hate It. It kind of went a little weird when Jim got really close.
Yeah. Okay.
I really
I'll tell
like
you. I'll tell you in a little bit. Hey, Ian.
Yes?
I got to tell you, people kept thinking you said handles
What's that?
versus handles. I thought you said handles versus because that's why I was confused. I was like,
Doesn't
do I
matter. You
love or
should have
hate
just told me if you
handles?
loved them or hate them. Do you like to get into things or do you not like to get into things? Do you love it or do you hate it? Handle.
handles or candles? Okay.
British Columbia accent.
It's my British Columbia accent. Oh, guys, get ready for a couple more questions. It's 6:38. We've got a little bit longer tonight. We usually only go about 6:35. We really have to let the affiliates know that we're going to be late on this one. Oh, my God. Get ready, everybody. Who's
Okay.
going to play you in the true E Hollywood story? Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Who's gonna play me?
you? Reggie, who's going to play you?
Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady.
Yeah, I'll go with Wayne. I
Very
think
interesting. Brian Erwin, who's going to play you?
I guess that Baggins guy.
Bilbo Baggins? No, it's Bill Blaggins. Oh, the ghost hunter.
Yeah, or apparently somebody told me that I was one of the kids in Stand By Me, so that guy too.
Stand by me.
Yeah.
I just forgot I was in the movie.
Jim, who's going to play you?
Wayne Brady. I think I'm almost done. I can take those down.
I think I'm almost done.
My wife was saying.
Oh, that's the best answer
Wait,
of the
wait.
whole show. I
Would
think
it
I'm
be-
almost done. The shit's almost over.
Would it be
No,
offensive?
it's like,
Wait, hold
I
on. Would it be?
don't
Would it be
like
offensive? If
kids
it was,
on.
would it be
What's that?
offensive? If it, would it be offensive if it was Wayne Brady and whiteface? Like, is that?
Way to ruin the
Okay.
evening.
Oh,
Way to ruin the evening, Reggie.
I'm just saying. I'm just okay.
There's no need. The Easter egg doesn't need to change colors. It can just be one color.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Continue on. Everybody
Okay.
was wrong on that. The correct answer is Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is always the answer. You guys
I
are
knew
wrong.
that.
I know.
I should have
Get
went
ready,
with Al
guys.
Pacino.
This is
Good
the
point.
last question of the night, and get ready. Jim's about to take some things downstairs. Tell me the most impressive comedy lineup you've ever been on. The most impressive comedy lineup you've ever been on. Let's start off with Jim Gaffigan. That way he can make the others feel like shit.
Here, I just want to show that my wife is.
Ah!
I want to show that my kids are doing stuff.
Oh my goodness. I apologize.
But
They're great people.
impressive comedy lineup that I was ever on was Bill Cosby before rape, Louis C.K. before rape, Jon Stewart before he retired.
Oh, okay.
And Ricky Gervais. And it was for and Bruce Springsteen was on the show.
Oh, he's hilarious.
It's insane.
He's hilarious.
He is hilarious.
Two Jews walk into a bar. That's Bruce Springsteen telling
Because I'm in love with a crazy girl.
You think?
That is a very impressive lineup. Reggie and Brian, you might want to put your lineups together to try to combat Jim.
Not going to happen.
All right,
Yeah,
Brian, tell your most impressive lineup.
Well, the second time I ever did stand up, I had to follow Frank Caliendo, so that was probably not easy. I've obviously performed with you two, not Reggie, but eventually Reggie, I'll put you on the list. But I think for right now, I did a Largo show with Sarah Silverman, Louis Anderson, and oh goodness gracious, the dad from the Goldbergs, whose name is escaping me right now, and I should never forget his name, but
no,
Louis Anderson.
Louis Anderson.
You didn't even know you remember Ian? We used to do that. We used to do Louis the entire. I love Louis.
love
You didn't even know we were in the car, did you?
I got me the car, Joe.
It's got a big door.
Right.
Reggie, tell us your most impressive lineup.
The most impressive, man. Does this one count? Can this one count right here? Can this one?
Yes. If Bruce Springsteen was part of this one could count.
Okay. I'll probably say it's, opening for Dave and then having some other guests on the show.
That's right. I
Like-
forgot you used to work for Dave Letterman.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle. Opening for
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dave
Never
Chappelle.
heard of him.
Never heard of
Just this funny dude that just got a Mark Twain award. It's not a big deal.
Oh, very nice answers. All right, everybody. Christine says, Brian, Jeff
Thank you.
Garland. Jeff
See?
Garland.
That's
Jim
great.
Garland. Burger says during rape.
I'm on a boat.
Josh says,
I'm now on a boat.
Bagg channel, you never read YouTube comments, so Josh is all fired up and wrong because I just read his YouTube. Ian Bagg Comedy Channel. I love all you guys. It's time to end the show as Jim's boat's leaving. I want to thank you all for coming by. Let me get really quick so everybody knows who won this show. Carry the 7 divided by 3, 3.14, 76 times 76, 1,800. Brian Erwin has 7. Reggie has 8. Jim Gaffigan 5.5. Tonight's winner is Reggie Steele.
Wait. Oh, I thought it was me. No.
Gaffigan just fell apart. We just showed us.
In a way, we're all winners.
Oh.
In a way, we're all
that's
winners.
true. That's
In a
true.
way, we're all losers because we're stuck and we have to do this together on a Saturday night. Oh, my God. Jim, thank you for doing it.
Right here,
Reggie,
I can do it. I can do
Thank
it.
you.
thank you for doing this all tonight. Take
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff down.
Hey, did we get to tell people where to find us?
What's that?
Did we get to tell people where to find us?
Thanks, you guys.
Oh, yes, I have to do. Tell people how to find you. That's what I have to do. Jim,
At Jim Gaffigan, Instagram.
like
Twitter.
anybody doesn't know. Let's move on to Reggie.
At Reggie Steele. for
Reggie
everything.
Steele, removed from screen. Brian,
Right here on Facebook, next to Ian Bagg.
on Facebook. It's been a fun time, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Saturday night's big event. I'll start reading more YouTubes next time we do this. Tomorrow night, it's a very political show. I have a sheriff, I have a mayor, and I have somebody from the school board. I'll be asking them questions. Make sure you take care of yourselves, boys and girls. Stay healthy, stay clean, wash your hands. Goodbye.